The overgrown path snaked through the woods, and splashes from the narrow river pointed the way to the trespasser's site. As Rollo said, werewolf women weren't like ordinary women. Giving the impression I was sneaking up on them could prove fatal, so I made as much noise as my soles would let me on the soft underground. No dried-up branch scattered on the forest floor went uncrunched, no stone unkicked. More were-elephant than werewolf, or even graceful vampire, I stomped my way over the wooden bridge and into the grassy clearing. 10 white canvas tents, each large enough to house 2 average families, circled a crackling fire. The camp seemed deserted, except for one woman. Her light blonde hair, cut into a short bob to ear level, reflected the sunlight, yet her face was all thunder. She didn't have the broad shoulders I'd expect in an enforcer, but she made one hell of a welcoming committee. My mouth dried, and I took a second to appreciate the wonders nature offered. She'd poured her slender yet shapely figure into a stained pair of jeans. With that small nose and perfect mouth, a smile would have guys lining up outside camp. Her breasts were on the generous side and perfectly round. My chest hummed in appreciation. If this weren't business, my conversation with this woman would run differently than the one I had planned. Half an hour with me, and she'd turn her frown into a satisfied post-coital smile. But Ollie hadn't sent me to get anyone under the sheets. A child's head peeked out from behind a gazebo-sized tent, but was yanked back by an adult hand. Perhaps they were scared of newcomers, especially those that weren't werewolves. I raised my hand. "Hi." The woman's eyes widened, and I halted. "Who are you?" Her voice was softer than her firm expression suggested. The color of her skin was a deep tan, more golden than brown. Even from 15 yards away, her lips beckoned. "Florian." I took another couple of steps until her cherry soap's scent reached me. "I'm here to talk to your alpha." Pronounced cheekbones gave her face the unblemished beauty of a blonde Snow White. Well, almost unblemished. 2 scars crisscrossed high on her throat. Only a complete bastard would seek to ruin the satin perfection of her skin, but she wore it like a badge of honor. She met my gaze with bright blue eyes and lifted her chin. "I'm the alpha." I shifted my weight onto my back foot. "You're the alpha?" Her quiet growl, inaudible to humans, blew down my spine, straight into my balls. Jesus. Thank God Parker's alpha power had never done that. "Is that so hard to believe?" She cocked her hip. "No." I teetered on my heels. "Looks like you picked a good spot." I gestured around me. "Indeed." "Plenty of space." I squinted into the cloudless sky. "Airy." She didn't laugh. "Epic fail," as Rollo would say. "Anyway, I'm here on behalf of Parker's pack, but you've probably already figured that out." "If you're interested in open dialogue, you're most welcome." Her British accent, with each T receiving its dues, rumbled in my chest. "But if you're here to tell us to bugger off, save it." So much for my charm. Hang on. She should have recognized I wasn't a werewolf, yet she hadn't questioned my loyalty to Parker. Interesting. Then again, I kind of did consider myself an honorary werewolf, even if my transition hadn't been easy. I'd stowed my bondage gear in the back of my closet, never quenched my hunger for blood in their presence, even became celibate, since looking didn't count, to fulfill my role as Ollie's intended, according to werewolf customs. In everything but genes, I was a werewolf. At any rate, the alpha's misconception might make my job easier. At least we could leave the typical anti-vamp propaganda out of the discussion. "No, I'm not here to ask you to leave. Quite the opposite." I pulled my jacket straight. "We're throwing a party, and I would like to invite you and your pack to join us." I beamed. The invitation was delivered in full, and with the right amount of ceremony. Check and check. "Oh, well, thank you, but no." She flicked her head back. "We have a lot to do here."